more premium this morning?
Yes, we are.
Okay, well, then I
We're-
can't watch us, but I
we're
can comment.
Premium. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
I missed
Twitch just
that.
told me Beauty and the Boomer is live.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we have our first 2 followers at Twitch.
Oh,
Once we make
yay.
50, we get affiliate.
Oh, yay. Good morning, everybody. If you really want to hurt Trump, impound his golf clubs. Thank you, Al Walski.
Impound his golf
golf clubs and then shove him up his ass. I mean, yeah, that's. Oh, he'd like that, wouldn't he?
You might, from what we heard.
Oh my God! Good morning, Franklin. Good morning, Chanda.
Good morning.
Franklin's chair broke. He's sitting on a stool today, so we let him in anyway. So that's
You get him a high chair,
Maybe
man.
get a high chair. Yeah, with one of those Chewy rings too. They have those. So I used to have a Chewy ring. It was a circular one. It kind of looked like. Never mind. Good morning, Chanda. Good morning, Chanda. How are you?
I'm good. I'm better than I was yesterday. I watched the playback yesterday. And I was right before we went to air. I got green behind the gills, like I was fighting nausea, and I look angry for the first half hour of yesterday's show. But I was sick, not angry.
Well, you know what? That's what you get for mixing that imitation crab meat with Cocoa Puffs for breakfast.
God damn, I love it. Though I love it.
That would make me sick too. It's just like, oh my God, crab meat and Cocoa Puffs. Ugh. Anyway,
I do like the imitation crab meat.
yeah, at least it's affordable.
It makes a good salad.
My daughter, back in the day, my daughter, she loved Alaskan king crab legs, and back in before Christ was born, when I was raising my child, king crab legs were like $10.99 a pound, that sort of thing. And she asked me, she goes, Dad, is frozen crab good? And I said, well, usually, honey, but not that Dungeness or the snow crab per se. But king crab usually keeps pretty good in the freezer. And I said, yeah, but there's only one problem, honey. She goes, what's that? For one serving, for one person, it's about $50. And that's like 2 legs and a joint. So
I have a friend who runs a seafood processing plant. Her parents own it. And she called me last year and said, hey, I've got 50 pounds of crab legs if you want them. And I went and grabbed them.
Oh my God.
I did stuff, pork chops. I did so much stuff.
And thus your husband had a heart attack after that, right?
You're right.
That's right. Let's just have some butter on that.
No, it wasn't sympathy pains for Trump. I promise you, Julie.
So here's a fun fact about Franklin. Crab legs are his favorite.
Well,
how come I'm not shocked?
That's good. You're going to be very unhappy though, Franklin, because not only are they contaminated and they're radioactive.
They're Fukushima, man.
Yeah, they're Fukushima.
I know.
So let's just pee in the ocean some more. Let's say hi to the chat before Oz starts running his
Hi,
mouth.
chat. Hi, chat.
Hi, chat. Hi, chat. Oh, who do we have here? Al Walski. Serious? You're first in the comments again. Another gold star. Sirius happy face. Al Walski. Al and Sirius are battling it neck and neck.
Uh-oh.
What?
I see your room, Oz.
You see my room? Oh my God.
Yeah, your room's popping through.
I better zip up my pants here. Let me see if I can do
Crab prices went crazy. Yeah, crab prices have gone crazy, Chili.
Oh, yeah.
And I live like literally a block away from the Dungeness River, and I can't even get crab up here for like, $25 a crab.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you're vegan, you can't eat creatures at all. And
they're just shit eaters anyway.
Yeah, I know. They eat poo. Human, love solidarity. Good morning. Good morning, Human. Keith Hayes. There's Chanda in there. Who else we got in here? We got Sirius. Yes. Jilly. Good morning, Jilly.
Auntie Anne.
Auntie Anne. Hi, Auntie Anne. There's Auntie Anne. And there's Al Walski. He's back. He logged in early, and now he's back. Brett McKinney. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah. Jilly put up a little crab.
I like turtles, too.
Turtles? Oh, my God. I could never. Ever since.
But, are you talking about eating turtles? Because I lived in the South, and those suckers eat turtles, and I won't eat turtles.
I can't.
So I've had turtle. Turtle's good. It tastes like a really strongly flavored chicken.
Oh my
Everything
God.
tastes like chicken. I've had alligator. It tastes like chicken.
You guys are barbarians. Barbarians. I can't.
Do we taste like chicken?
Probably.
Actually, I've heard we taste like pork.
I've heard we taste like pork too. We're a lot like a pig. If you hang a pig, we look like.
I think payback's going to be a bitch one of these days. The aliens.
Yeah, that's
come
creepy
down,
to me, man.
Aliens are going to come down and say, "Hey, They taste like chicken. And we're going to argue all the way down the gullet that it's pork. It's time. Let's go to
Eat me on this Thanksgiving Day.
Plant-based
Eat
diet.
me.
Please, everybody. Please. No more eating our friends from nature. Anyway,
Fish are friends, not food.
Not food. Don't eat the insects either, because they have a role to play in this planet, and we are killing them.
Oh yeah. We're gonna get to the whole Trumpty Dumpty, had to climb the wall thing.
Yeah. I want to point out, I'm really proud of this card. I mean, this isn't graphics expertise by any means. This is Oz screwing around, but I think this card's right on, don't you guys? I mean,
I think the hairdryer is going to be most effective.
Yeah, is that a hairdryer, or is that a radiation detector? Is that's a virus detector thingy, or is it a Ghostbusters machine? I don't know.
Might be their temperature taking thermometer, but that didn't work too well at the last meeting they had at the White House.
God, no kidding. Anyway, top of the story. Let's hear from your girlfriend. Now, she wasn't on the Golden Girls, but let's check it out.
She's wearing her mask.
Let me just get your reaction to this breaking news that we just got. The president tweeting out he will be leaving Walter Reed, returning to the White House 68 hours or so after his hospitalization. What do you make of that news, Madam Speaker?
Well, first of all, I hope it's an indication that the physicians have given him permission to do this. We pray for the president's comfort and a speedy recovery for him.
Oh, shit.
He has to remember, though, that his words weigh a ton. As President of the United States, if he is acting frivolously with this virus, as he has done all along, this is dangerous for the American people. So I hope that we will hear a trustworthy report from his physicians and that the news is good. But it's not to make light of it. The president could be going back to the White House and become a long hauler, someone who has consequences from this virus. He should not be dealing with it politically to make it look like he overcame the virus because he's had such good policies, because in fact he has been very destructive and dangerous to the country. And I say that with a heavy heart because my heart is full of prayers for him and his family that they become healthy and well.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from
A healthy, a heavy heart, did she say, or hope and prayer, or what the hell did she say?
I don't know. She sure spends a lot of time on her knees praying.
Oh my God, where's her?
Well, who was it that said hopey changey things? Palin?
Oh God,
that was Obama.
Where you been?
Yeah,
that was his catchphrase, hope and change.
I know, but she was making fun of him by saying like hopey changey things.
Oh, hopey changey things. You're absolutely. I stand corrected. Anyway, let's see how well Humpty Dumpty did. I hate insulting Humpty Dumpty. Here we go.
2 days ago, I felt great, like better than I have in a long time. I said just recently, better than 20 years ago. Don't let it dominate. Don't let it take over your lives. Don't let that happen. We have the greatest country in the world. We're going back. We're going back to work. We're going to be out front. As your leader, I had to do that. I knew there's danger to it, but I had to do it.
Danger, Will Robinson.
I stood out front. I led. Nobody that's a leader
Danger,
would
Will
not
Robinson.
do what I did. And I know there's a risk, there's a danger, but that's okay. And now I'm better, and maybe I'm immune.
He's better.
I don't know.
He's better. Maybe he's
Don't let
immune.
it dominate your lives. Get out there. Be careful. We have the best medicines in the world.
You have.
I stood out front and I ate all the bugs for you. I wiped away all the cobwebs.
Thank you very much. And Walter Reed, what a group of people. Thank you very much.
and that's the thing, which is that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Come on. He's a hero. He bowed his chest up. He went out there and he physically wanted to get COVID so he could show the nation what a hero he is and that he was fighting that enemy that was shooting at him called COVID.
I'm the tip of the spear.
I'm the tip of the spear. What the hell was that? What was that, Chanda? Was that ego incarnate or what?
Oh my God, he's the most narcissistic. I was watching a special on ancient Egyptian tombs, and they went into this one that wasn't a pyramid, but it was like a mountain turned into a pyramid. And this ancient warlord who was more than a king or a god, All the hieroglyphics is like, I'm the best that's ever been. There's no point in any other human existing because I was the best there ever was. I was like, holy shit, Trump was reincarnated.
Yeah. Oh shit. That's
this has been going on for years and years. Yeah, he's the most narcissistic. At first, I thought, okay, could he be faking this? Because boy, it sure works well for him, especially with he's down in the points, and he can come out and just kind of steamroll right over COVID after he heals from it. But after watching him climb those stairs last night, I don't know. I'm a little worried.
I bet you that's a coffee table book that he reads. He leaves out so people can see it at his place. So I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure. Is it gold? I'm sure it's the gold edition.
I'm sure it is too. It's and you get some green stamps with it. This has been Shapiro. Chanda brought this in all seriousness. You think 2020 has seen the biggest twist? ? Wait until Trump develops the anti-COVID serum using his own antibodies, like Will Smith in I Am Legend, and then he wins 50 states. And I had to ask, Chanda, was this for real? Yeah,
it's for real. They're saying that he's gonna, he's gonna create the antivirus and he's gonna save us all.
Well, I can't do Ben Shapiro. What does he do?
You think that 2020's been the biggest twist? Wait till Trump develops the anti-serum COVID using his own antibodies like Will Smith and I Am Legend. Yes, 2020. Make America great again.
Yeah, that's Ben Shapiro. If there's anybody that I can come close to doing, it's Ben Shapiro. So
how crazy, but you know what? It's just crazy enough. It might work.
I mean, it's just insane. Then we have Kyle, who is one of the voices of reason, in my opinion. I hope I got this cut right, but let's look.
I have some breaking news for you guys.
It did not
Donald
cut.
Trump was just released from Walter Reed.
I do know the cut was. Let's
results
see this.
of the medicine, and so he's rushing out of the hospital. He's basically forcing the doctors to release him, and it's a terrible idea, and the doctors don't want to release him. And yes, now we come full circle. The evidence of that is you're about to see Donald Trump is clearly grasping for air.
Clearly.
This is not good. Remember, it's going to be day 9 is supposed to be the turning point for many COVID patients.
I didn't know you could grasp
especially
air.
ones that are hospitalized.
Trump
By
could
day
do
9,
anything.
On day 9,
I know exactly how Trump feels.
recognize whether or
I
not
do too.
it's going to get worse or whether or not you're going to get better.
Ooh,
And a
that
lot
made
of
me
people
lightheaded.
fall off a cliff at day 9. It was a very similar thing with Herman Cain, for example. He was
Speaking
feeling
of
much
Herman.
better, and then he died. So Trump
Oops.
might be in trouble because, again, he's already struggling and grasping for air. Here's that video.
Gasping.
He knows the cameras are on him. If it was me, I would have just kept my mouth shut and breathed through my nose. He's intentionally doing this.
I don't know if Trump's that savvy.
Oh, he is.
You know, Chanda, I'm almost gonna disagree with you on that. I think he waddling his fat ass up those steps, like something that I might do, at 74 years old, and he's, people say obese. Yeah, he's overweight, especially big time overweight for his age. I'd probably be huffing and puffing too. I don't know.
Well, it reminds me of when I was sick last year. So as many of you know, over Christmas, I think I had COVID, and I'll never forget on January 3rd, I had to go to the local DIMS to host a Bernie phone banking training session. And I parked a block away, and I carried a couple campaign signs in my bag. And by the time I got to the Democratic headquarters, I was breathing like that. And I breathed like that for like 20 minutes after I got there. And I just remember thinking, God, am I that out of shape? I can't even walk a flat block, And so maybe he's not faking it. Maybe he is.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll know in day 9 for sure.
Heavy pussy grabber. Yeah.
I
breathing pussy.
They're really, if they're playing poker, with this whole thing, this could really blow up on them as far as that goes. But we'll get into the polls a little bit later. But
the polls.
This is. Do you want to read this one or should I?
This is David Sirota says Donald Trump spent the entire week touting the medical care he got at the socialized hospital system, and this will not ever be mentioned by the Democratic politicians, the zillionaires, the MSDNC pundits, or the liberal audience that just wants to go back to brunch.
Yeah. I love that MSDNC. I'm going to stick with MSNBS, but I think,
Yeah, that's Trumpy's MB and DNC. Is
yeah, but no, that's okay. I just, yeah, I'm like, really, Bueller. I don't know. I just let's hear what David Dole has to say, and I think he toned his hair down. Yesterday he had it really full and wavy, and then this one I think he kicked it back. He got some pushback, but Dippity Doo does shrink after a while. I think Dippity Doo. Okay.
President Donald Trump is back at the
Oh
White
yeah,
House,
that looks
and
better.
He was caught on camera, gasping for air and wincing in pain. Now, I'm going to play this video for you, and then I'm going to give you a breakdown of what happened to Herman Cain, how that timeline went. First, here are a couple of videos. I'll play them back to back. I'm not sure what kind of audio is on this. I think it's just a bunch of wind noise, but I'll play this for you, and then we'll get to Herman Cain.
Yeah, he's struggling.
All right. I don't know what the hell is going on. Again, I covered this earlier. He's only had the virus for 5 days. He should be isolated. He's been on various treatments that people that only serious patients receive. Yet, here he is back at the White House to shoot some sort of campaign ad. And he also put a video out on social media saying, oh, everything's fine. We will see. Because let's take a look first at this.
Oh, sure.
Dr. Connolly says he can't disclose whether there has been any damage to the president's lungs, citing HIPAA restrictions, which is just doctor patient confidentiality.
Say HIPAA, Dave.
But he is the president. If he had no damage to his lungs, they would tell us. That. So clearly, I would assume here there is damage to his lungs. But a little reminder here. Herman Cain got COVID at the beginning of July. This is July 27th. The Herman Cain account tweeting out, we know it's been a few days since we last gave you an update on the boss, but he is still in the hospital being treated with oxygen for his lungs. In the meantime, the doctors say his other organs and systems are strong. Oh, okay. Just got some oxygen, like Donald Trump.
It's cool.
No big deal.
No big deal.
July 27th. July 30th, he's dead. July 30th.
How old is Herman Cain? Was Herman Cain? Was he like 70 something?
A few days later.
Yeah, he was like 72, 74.
Yeah.
Here's the further breakdown. So, 6/24, Cain attends
I
Trump
brought
rally
that, so
maskless. July
there's a clip of
2nd,
that.
tests positive for COVID-19. July 10th, says he's improving. 15th, says his doctors seem happy. 27th, says he's really getting better.
Getting better.
Does this sound familiar?
Yeah.
30th, dies.
Boom, boom.
Well, if that's the case, Trump's only got, what, 4 more days?
Yeah.
Look, Trump may get better. He may get better.
He may.
But he's only had the virus for 5 days.
Are you going to shoot me down,
Usually
David?
within the 7 to 10 day range is when you really find out if you're going to
Bang, bang.
have it for
Bang, 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 bang.
That's when people either get completely better or a lot better or a lot worse. So that's going to be sometime this week. We're going to wait and see.
We are going to wait and see. I got to say real quick, Pat, the Batman fan, David's hair is magnificent. Yeah, if I had David's hair back in the day when I was younger, like in 18, that, I would have probably joined the Mormon church and went wild. So good job, David, by the way. He's very articulate. I'm not beating on him for anything but that. But he
Okay,
does.
so I just moved the Herman McCain slide up one. There you go.
All right,
so everybody
Herman
can
Cain.
see.
So
That's what it said.
Talk about that. Talk about that and your feelings on this whole thing.
Well, we all remember, the very big Trump rally where it was at Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yep.
Was the first one where they started coming down with COVID and they weren't wearing masks.
They weren't wearing
and then,
masks,
a couple days later, he tests positive and, he's in the hospital and then boom, he's dead. But the most amazing part of this is he managed to tweet from hell that it wasn't COVID's fault.
Yeah, I think that's. But as we know, a lot of these individuals, out of respect or dedication to them, they keep their Twitters and their shows live.
You guys all shoot me down. I like the idea of him tweeting from hell.
He's not in hell. It's too cold there for him, I think. There's got to be a place hotter than hell for some of these, like Dick Cheney. Is Dick Cheney still alive, unfortunately? Probably, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'm such a
Still
terrible
alive.
person.
I think he's on his third or fourth heart or
Oh,
something.
shit. How many wives? No, same one.
He hasn't shot anybody lately.
He hasn't shot anybody lately. What is this? This is Mike Figueredo's take. Let's run this.
We have every progressive's take on this.
I'm just dying here.
Bonded.
I'm going to cut this
When
early.
Trump downplayed COVID-19 earlier, I said, don't be afraid, folks. If you get infected by COVID, just get a helicopter to escort you to the hospital as a precautionary measure to receive the best health care available in the country, all free of charge. Now, somebody actually responded to that with a quote tweet saying, my mom had to go to 3 different ERs on 4 different occasions after testing positive. They didn't accept her until the 4th time when she was literally gasping for air and going unconscious from hypoxia. Yeah.
Sounds typical.
So not
for our
everyone is
system.
Donald Trump. Not everyone is the president of the United States. Not everyone is going to get access to a team of physicians who are working around the clock to make sure that you survive this. So the fact that he is downplaying it after surviving it, it's incredibly irresponsible.
And this is where I'm going to stop that clip. There's no need to go any further. Mike makes the point, and this is the only time where I agree about access to health care is viable, because we're talking about access for rich, powerful people. Now, they do have access. We do not, because they have all the tools, all the resources, because they're rich and powerful. So again, the point is, you get COVID, you're not going to get in. They're going to put you in a waiting room for 6 hours. They're going to put you in line. You're going to be in the stack. You're going to be grasping for air. And, it's like this getting an insurance. I've got some good friends who just found out they had cancer. And they wanted to get tested, and their goddamn insurance company had to give them a pre-authorization, and that took like almost a month longer to get that. Whereas the president, oh shit, they're going to fly him out.
You could be dead in that amount of time.
Yeah, you could be dead. So this is our horrific medical insurance access. If you've got the power and the money to do it, that's all well and good. That's why Trump's line of bullshit didn't land so good with the seniors, and we're going to talk about
even
that.
with Obamacare, our healthcare is so shitty in this fucking country that you can't even get to a doctor. You can't go to a doctor, especially with COVID right now. You got to make pre-plans to show up, come through a back door, get scanned, do all that shit. I'm just at a point, well, fuck it, I'd just rather die than have to deal with all that.
Yeah,
Sorry, I cut you off, Franklin.
No.
I'm just saying that what you guys fail to understand that us asserts we're not as important as the anointed ones.
Yeah, I know. We're cannon fodder.
It's more important if he lives.
Yeah, and it's all about optics too. And this, again, the ACA, the Biden camp, the MS. Who said that? Was it Human? Who said that? MSDNCCIA, DNCIA. That's a good one.
Yeah,
too.
right.
Thank
No,
you.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And the ERs and hospitals are doing flu season, but I've heard that Australia's flu season, because their winter is April to September, was much, much lower than we've ever seen in the history of the flu. I don't tend to buy that. I just buy that people are confused. They don't know if they have the flu. They don't have COVID, and nobody's going to the doctor because they're scared to go to the doctor.
Well, I'm thinking if they're wearing masks, that naturally.
True, we could be cutting down transmission.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking that's a possibility too. But again, the Biden campaign is all about, and they're scaring the shit out of people with the, we've got to protect the ACA. Well, sure, go ahead from the pre-existing standpoint, but everything else is screwed because the medical costs are going up. There was no cost controls in that. And it is for profit. When you have a health insurance company that's motivated by profit, you're going to get the denials. You're going to get the, you got to get permission. They are the ones that stand in between you and your doctor. But I can go off. Anybody wants to debate any of us at Uphill Media or any of our other social media friends.
Bring it on.
Yeah, bring it. Bring it. Because as far as health care goes, you've already lost. So if you're going to waste your time, there you go. I brought this one from Crystal this morning. Now, the trust in our government, the trust in our nation, the trust in our sisters and brothers and neighbors and lions and tigers and bears in this country is kind of in the toilet. And I think Crystal nailed it here. So let's hear Crystal.
Now, Biden's pitch to restore the soul of the nation could be aimed at committing ourselves to some values outside of consumerism and GDP growth. But Joe Biden doesn't mean it that way. He just means he's going to send nicer tweets, use appropriate language, and sell out in all the officially sanctioned ways. We have never needed a transformation more, and we've never been less likely to actually get one, at least not from our political leaders. We don't have a single institution left that anyone would trust to pull off anything big. And as our trust in institutions has been broken by their lying, decadence, and malfeasance, our trust in our fellow citizens has also come unglued, creating another barrier to significant social change. David Brooks has a lengthy and really interesting new essay in The Atlantic mapping out the data on the devastating erosion of trust that we've experienced in our nation over the past several decades, trends which have certainly accelerated in the Trump era. He lays out data on institutional decline, but also decline in interpersonal trust. A recent study found that only 30% of Americans believe that most people can be trusted. That was the lowest recorded number since that question was started to be asked back in 1972. Now, this is not a global phenomenon, by the way. In Denmark, 75% say that they trust the people around them. In the Netherlands, 2/3 of people say that they trust the people around them, and those numbers are rising. It's no surprise, since we've got massive news conglomerates feeding us hatred and fear of our fellow Americans literally 24 hours a day, every single day. But these numbers are devastating for the possibility of any meaningful large-scale national program. After all, why fight for programs that are going to benefit people you think of as villains? I doubt it's a coincidence that high-trust countries are also the ones that are able to collectively deliver for their people. Ultimately, if we accept nothing but vague rhetoric and culture war signaling from our leaders and don't like or trust our fellow citizens enough to fight shoulder to shoulder alongside them, where does that leave us? I know that many are hoping for a kind of instant erasure of the Trump years with the Joe Biden election. That is such a fantasy. Trump has been an accelerant, but he has in many ways just revealed the fissures along which our society is cracking apart. And it's going to take a lot more than a sleepy president to fix what ails us, if it's fixable at all.
Do you disagree with that or what, Franklin?
Well, I do agree with it. And the problem is that in our country where our religion is capitalism and money, the people who are the most ruthless, the sociopathy that runs rampant in our society, they are the ones who rise to the top. And so people are like, oh man, if they want some power, and it's not even so much like people are like, oh man, I want power, but they're like, I don't want to be down here, So like, if you want to gain any type of status, if you want to get up on the ladder, if you want to not be on the bottom, you have to adopt those principles of ruthlessness and sociopathy. So that is the problem, is that we have this horrible disease that's running rampant in our society. That's greed and sociopathy.
Chanda?
I don't trust any of y'all mother effers. I don't trust you, and I don't trust you, and that's just the way it is.
Isn't that?
I agree with this report. I do think that we don't trust each other. I definitely don't trust my neighbors anymore. I don't have this sense of community. I split people into boxes: Trump supporters, neo-libs. I can literally walk through Walmart and go, vote blue, Republican, vote blue, Republican. I mean, I think a lot of us are doing that nowadays. And that's because of the rhetoric that we're fed.
Yeah, it's a sad, sad statement on our society today.
It is.
It is. It's horrible. And I want to say, Jilly, Medicare rocks. Jilly loves her Medicare, and we want to see it improved. Get rid of that 80% bullshit. I
want to shout out to Sirius. Sirius is sick and doesn't have health insurance, so not going to the doctor. I understand that. I live on echinacea, and most of my life I haven't had insurance. Take care of yourself. Do all you can, man. Get that immune system up.
I would have been dead a long time ago. Not had I not had health care. And
and that's part of this equation too, is that people are like, oh, we need to invest all this money in our health system, however you want to define it, whether it's health insurance, health care, however you want to say it. But the problem is that our lifestyles have changed for the bad. We're not eating well. We're not having good life balance. We're not, we work too much. We stress too much, and our bodies weren't made to do this.
Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that, Franklin?
Capitalism.
I think it's my own fault, and I need to pick myself up by my bootstraps.
Yeah.
That's right. Get those damn bootstraps. I got to say hello to Amos, and you had me giggling. I don't even trust my neighbor's cat. I swear he's a Trump supporter.
Hey, progressive update. I think
Amos, you crack me up every time now.
Yeah.
You always bring in the comedy.
Amos, reach out today. We need to get you on the calendar again for tomorrow. Make sure we got everything going. Progressive update, Wednesdays. What do we got here? Secular talk. You brought this one, or did I bring this? You brought this one.
I don't know.
Every time Joe Biden takes the bait and gives Bernie a cute little anti-socialist pot shot, he makes it infinitely more difficult for young lefties to suck it up and pull the lever. I think Jill Biden said swallow, especially since it's accompanied by a moderate Republican love fest. Pathetic. I gotta say, every time I'm thinking, oh my God, it's so bad, I'm just gonna have to break down and support the lesser evil. Biden comes out spewing his shit about how he already beat the socialist, and I go, nope, fuck you. I'm not voting for you. Thank you. May I have another? Slap me again, you asshole. That was worthy of a Wipey Award.
It's from a man who came in fifth in Iowa.
Yeah. I have a headline replacement here. You guys can replace it. Here's my replacement. This one, it says, concern rises for White House resident staff as their workplace emerges as a virus hotspot. I would change that to concern raises for White House resident staff as their super spreader, the orange super spreader, is infecting everybody and their brother by throwing out MAGA hats and taking his mask off. What would your headline be?
Oh, he's a spittle talker. There's little things flying every time he says, I'm the greatest.
Yeah, I drool, so it all goes down my chest, but he sprays it out there, beating his chest. Franklin, what would you put in this title? Chanda, do that again. Can you do that again? You missed your calling. That was good. Franklin, what's the title?
Concern rises in the privileged House of White.
Okay, that's a good one. Chanda, what would you put in for
the Whitey House? They call it the Whitey House.
The Whitey House. Give us a title there, Chanda. What do you think?
Concern rises for the Whitey House. Resident staff says the workers emerge from. Yeah, what you put over, it's good.
Yeah.
I would just add Whitey House, not White House, because I don't call it the White House. I call it the Whitey House.
The Whitey House. But you made the great sound effect and the visual effect. Do that again for everybody. I want to see that.
I can't do things on demand.
Come on. That was so good.
Franklin's doing it.
You did it better than I did. That was great. What do we got here? You got your moderate centrist hillbilly.
Oh, this is my centrist redneck.
You're
my kin. This is my kin.
You kin?
He's the liberal redneck. But I find him very centrist. But because he's a redneck, that makes him more left than, say, a leftist from California.
I love his accent. I'm going to use that accent for voiceovers. So here we go.
There you go.
Holy shit, y'all! Trump got COVID. Now, look, I know everybody's busy popping bottles and making dancing memes and stuff, but I cannot allow myself to believe this will ultimately be a good thing. I'm sorry. It's just not like 2020 to let us have something like this. It ain't. It'd be like your schoolyard bully giving you a gift bag on your birthday. You know that present's got poop in it. That's just how Daryl is. I mean, what are the possible outcomes here? If he gets over it with ease, that's horrible. Because for his base, that's like a bunch of North Korean officials watching Kim Jong-un sink a hole in one. It's just going to confirm the absurd shit they never should have believed in the first place. They're going to be like, hey, liberals, I thought you said this virus was worse for old people and fat people.
They already are.
Well, who you know is more old and fat than our guy? Nobody. And he's doing fine. And he's dumb. And if he actually struggles with the virus, you know for a fact he's going to use that as an excuse to try to delay the election, and his base will eat that shit up.
Yep.
Well,
They
hell,
are
it's my
eating it
job. If you get sick, they fire you and take your health insurance away. But the same guy that my boss donates money to is expected to go through with an election? Ridiculous. And lastly, dare I say it, if he actually dies, well, then we might end up with President Pence. And I hesitate to say anything would be worse than Trump, but fuck that shit. President Pence, that motherfucker's straight out of an 80s slasher movie about a killer pilgrim. Seriously, I bet his wife puts a little corn doll in her bonnet that she uses to control his actions with. No. So, yeah, I'm going to have to take a wait-and-see approach to this, but I don't blame y'all a bit for being celebratory, you know. We've got a lot of reasons to be. See, on February 27th of this year, Donald Trump promised that we would soon have 0 cases of coronavirus in this country. Fast forward 7 months, and over 200,000 Americans are dead from it.
220.
Not to mention the economy. About 28 million Americans are either receiving unemployment or waiting to be approved for it. And people of color are disproportionately affected by the virus. They contract and die from COVID at a rate higher than their white counterparts. And now, after all that, Trump has it? Yeah, go off, Twitter. I don't blame you a bit. One little tip, though. When you're trying to explain to Trumpettes how you feel about this, keep in mind that they are upset and frightened by big words and foreign shit. So the concept of schadenfreude may take them a minute. Other than that, have a good time. Oh, hell,
Gesundheit.
Melania got it, too. But, I mean, she'll be fine. Hell, she's probably glad she caught it. It'll keep her from having to do all the White House Halloween planning. What the fuck should they have to do Halloween stuff? American kids, they're fat. They don't need candy anyway. At least the kids in cages, they're skinny. Fuck the Halloween stuff. I don't want to die. The other day I saw a husband have a meeting with pointy-headed ghosts. Let them do Halloween stuff.
Oh shit! That was great, Chanda.
I don't know why he sneezed in the middle there.
That was on demand. See, he can do stuff.
It was on demand.
No, that was,
I thought that was a cute one. Sometimes he gets it right. Sometimes he gets it pretty moderate, but that was funny.
Yeah, that was.
Well, you know, I think there's a lot of like, you know, civility talk and like, oh, you guys shouldn't be.
I'm kicking fuckers out. I'm kicking them out. If you're like, I kicked one out of the progressive group the other day who put a big old post up about anybody who is posting negative talk about the president and dying will be removed from this group. No, I'm an original founder. You're now removed from this group. People can say whatever the hell they want.
Yeah. So I kind of like. I'm agnostic, so I'm not going to be like prescribing to any one like thing, but it, you know, in case that there is karma, I don't really wish,
exactly.
I don't wish ill on people, but you know what? I would not feel horrible at all if Trump died.
I would, because then we're stuck with Pence and Mama Pence, which is even scarier. But you're right, Franklin. I don't go around posting negative shit. Well, why put negative out there? It just brings it back to you. So, but to each their own. Everybody has their own right. Somebody wants to come in there and talk about Trump dying. That's their right. I'm not Facebook censorship. I'm not Twitter censorship. Fuck, we got enough censorship. I don't need to be out there censoring as an admin or a moderator. And I please beg you, don't do it if you are in those positions.
I would recommend to everybody, and you know. Let's keep our humanity alive and well, because once you get out there throwing that shit down, you've lost your humanity. I'm not going to wish him a speedy recovery and all this other bullshit either. He's
my thoughts and prayers.
Fucking asshole. He's probably responsible, if not definitely responsible, for death and destruction all over the world. Not only because of COVID, but you know, we can give that award to the last 4 or 5 presidents.
I was going to say he's an American president. That's
yeah, I mean, there's no thing, but I'm not going to go out of my way to say, oh, good. You know, I mean, they're having parties. When he was tested positive, I think my sister threw a party.
No, they're having brunches.
Now, I do hope that Trump and Pence and Nancy and all of these higher ups, I hope they're spending a lot of time together, holding hands, praying, you know, trying to get that power.
Well, it got Nancy to put her mask on finally instead of wearing it around her neck.
Her,
Jesus Christ! Now it's all about optics, though. So I don't know what is this? What did you bring Hillary in for today, Chanda? Shame on you.
Well, okay, for a couple of reasons.
Okay.
For one,
is this one of those
she's
Proud
so
Boy
pathetic.
things?
No. She has her own podcast now. You and me and both, I think is what it's called, whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean.
I don't know.
But this is actually the Michael Brooks show, which most of you know. Michael sadly passed away a couple months ago, but I think that they're continuing his show on in his name. And I just came across this clip. They're talking about how pathetic it is. And
they're dissing it, huh?
Oh, of course they're dissing it. It's Hillary Clinton.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. It's You and Me Both. Wow.
You
what a
and Me
catchy
Both.
title. Yeah, Michael, we miss you.
Yeah.
So should we play some of this Hillary podcast?
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, sorry. Like, so this is just such a nightmarish reality. I mean, sometimes I see these and I get really stressed out, and then I remember I don't have to listen to them. And then I get sadly reminded that with what we do, we sort of have to at least listen to the snippets. I
Look at, got a nice personal photograph.
Inviting.
Horrifying.
Relatable.
Just like what on earth? Like what?
I mean, this is Pinterest stuff, man.
Okay, so this is the first episode. I talked to Krista Tippett, ASIP, and Reverend Dr. Barber, who's good. I don't know about the Asif Manvia. Is that
why,
who that is?
Rev?
Okay,
Why?
I think he's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why,
who Krista
Barber?
Tippett is on Bean. Oh, it's another podcast. Okay. Ugh.
And is that Oprah's podcast or no?
No, I don't think so. But anyway, here's 20 seconds.
And I'm going to say, how in the world can you claim to follow Jesus, who, if he did anything, he healed everybody free and he never charged a leper a copay? So how?
Ew, her cackle.
I mean, really, how do you claim to follow?
Sounds a little low.
We need that clip for the Halloween show.
Oh, so like, let's just remember the reason that this is so funny is that this is a monster who ran against Donald Trump and explicitly ran on opposing Medicare for all, literally fighting to preserve a system that would charge a leper a copay. And it's not a joke. I mean, it's a joke to her in the sense that she thinks it sounds ridiculous.
Yeah,
but
she
Jesus
thinks it's
Christ,
hilarious.
You can't stop laughing at it enough to understand what her position in this joke is, right? Like, she's the one charging.
Right.
Don't you think it sounds like it's preposterous? Like I interpret that as her being like, well, you have to charge copays. Maybe
Chanda, can you get her on your
It's
show?
outlandish,
Yeah,
like a horse wearing a hat.
I'm a
right?
deplorable. She don't like me.
No, I'm talking about this gal up there. Is that Michael Brooks' sister?
I think that's Michael Brooks' sister.
this is
I'll do some
episode
research.
1, by
Yeah,
the
see if
way.
you can get her on the
This is
show.
the media blitz. So this is like the first clip that they've put out publicly to air, and it's just a huge own goal, which is a great reminder of why Donald Trump was able to win the 2016 election and Hillary Clinton is now doing pot.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
I had to bring you guys that cackle. That cackle just makes my skin crawl, literally. But it reminded me of Halloween. And, the Rev, he disappoints me, but I get it. He runs in those neo-lib circles.
Yeah, and Barber's the one that said "Goddamn America," isn't he?
He did.
Yeah. Jilly loves having ciclet vomiting in the room here because of that clip. So sorry, Jilly.
Cornell runs around in those circles too.
Yeah,
He does. I brought a Cornell clip. I have a Cornell one coming up.
Again, a lot. Noam Chomsky. They're all vote blue, vote Biden, whatever.
Lesser evils, man.
Now, what's this? CIA knew there's no evidence.
This is our friends at the Convo Couch. They dropped this morning, and let me tell you, they got some good shit in here, and it backs up everything Jimmy Dore has been saying for 4 years now.
Yeah, a lot of. Oh, I'm so glad you brought pasta and free. We're going to talk about pasta. We got a big event on Thursday.
We got a bunch of big stuff coming up, guys.
It's going to be fun.
Evidence? I don't like that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Here's our sister and brother down in California making up our Western Wall. This is Pasta and Fiorella and Johnny Sue at the Convo Couch.
Okay, listen, so not that I want to harp on this real quick, but I just want to go over this once again because we just had a little bit more information come out there. And the dangers of this, whatnot, and once again, people on the left just completely ignoring this. How the DNC hired CrowdStrike to frame Russia for the attack. So it talks about the U.S. Director of National Intelligence, John Ratcliffe, recently declassified information indicating the CIA obtained intelligence in 2016 that the Russians believed that the Clinton campaign was trying to falsely associate Russia with the so-called hack on the DNC computers. So the Russians knew about it, right? And this has got to make Jimmy Dore smile from here to here.
He's like, ha!
Because he talked about this. Jimmy Dore was getting mocked when he was saying, no, it was made up. It was made up by Robbie Mook and whatnot, and they tested the waters with this. They used their media to test it with Joyanne Reid and stuff like that. Like, all of a sudden, it was like, wait a second. WikiLeaks is coming out with a lot of this information. They're going to start dropping this stuff
WikiLeaks.
about what the DNC is doing. And the DNC, what were they doing? They threw the red herring out there, and they said, no, it's Russia. It's Russia. And a lot of people bought into it. CIA Director John Brennan shared the intelligence with President Obama. So Obama knew. They knew, in other words, that the DNC was conducting a false Russian flag operation against the Trump campaign. The following is an exclusive excerpt from the Russia Lie that tells the amazing story in detail. So pretty much what had happened is that the Podesta, and Jimmy Dore talked about this to the T. He goes, no, they made this up right now. They're throwing their biggest attack on them, on their partner. And that's what they did.
They projected
Obama knew about it. The defense, the intelligence department participated in it. And it's just kind of messed up right now, fam, that we're sitting here right now. And also, Moon Over Alabama did this awesome article on it, too, as well. They pointed it out. They had the letter. Everything's declassified. So the context of why we're putting up this is when we hear a lot of people saying that Donald Trump said he's not going to give over power when he loses and stuff. Well, what the hell was this? This was an actual coup right over here.
Yeah.
This was an actual coup where they didn't want incoming power to take over, so they used the intelligence department to sick it on Donald Trump, make up these lies, spin the whole United States and the whole world into this Russia, United States Cold War thing where they said that Vladimir Putin was actually participating in our elections to fix it at the behest of Donald Trump.
And
he made it.
I love this. This was great. Go watch it, guys. It dropped this morning. Jimmy has been saying this. I've been screaming about this CrowdStrike bullshit for almost 4 years now. Why? Why are we listening to an entity that was hired and can provide no actual physical proof? The only physical proof we have is the download speed at which this file was downloaded, not hacked, from the DNC. And why nobody on the freaking planet can comprehend that is beyond me. I love that this is finally starting to come to.
Well, I just can't understand how people are like, oh, we found, I mean, no matter how we got all the emails, it doesn't really matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
That much.
We don't care what's in the emails either.
I mean, I care what's in the emails because it's telling, I mean, we see the DNC actively trying to help, get themselves elected, actively trying to kick out Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, that's what we did say. But, for us being on the ground in 2016 as a Sanders delegate, we knew it was being rigged against us. And we kept screaming, they're rigging it. And they're like, oh, you guys are just poor losers. Everything they could call, you're deplorables, you're basement dwellers. And then the WikiLeaks dropped and it totally validated everything that we had been saying as delegates, as Bernie supporters. But the main thing is they didn't give a shit about what was in those emails. And if you go read those emails, you're going to fall down much deeper rabbit holes than just Hillary cheated. I promise you that.
Hey, guys, I want to do something special here right now. We don't get the opportunity to do this that much, but can we take a selfie with Pasta and Fiorella here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a selfie. Come on, Franklin. Let's see those
but
pearly
Fee's eyes are closed.
Yeah.
You got to go forward a little bit.
Let's go forward a little bit.
I'm always looking out for my girls.
Yeah, let's do that. There we go. Ah, yeah.
There you go.
Now, let's get up. Do it again. Okay. I think
She's looking down, Pasta's looking up at the same time every time.
I should be able to capture that. So, yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
we gotta do
Seth
that.
Rich was just mugged and shot in the back. And then,
Yeah. Anyway, thanks, guys. I want to do that because, again, Convo Couch, I think Uphill Media we are especially on the same damn page. And with many others, I might add, it's not as few as you think, but mainstream propaganda, the ones who cooked up the Russiagate, are all against the truth tellers and the speakers to the truth. So anyway, thank you.
Let's put little hearts in all of our eyes and then send it to the Convo Couch.
Yeah, we got to do that. We'll play with that shot. So thank you so much, everybody. And yeah, that's it. Was projection. It was damage control. Podesta and the greaseball. What's greaseball's name? I hate even to remember his name.
Which one? Brock.
Brock. Jesus. Yeah, the Podestas, Brock, all of
That guy
them.
makes my skin crawl.
Oh yeah, he is the greasiest. I used to listen to him on Air America, and even back then, he was supposed to be on the right side of things, but we knew that many of them down at Air America were not on the right side of things. And I won't even get into Al Franken. Al Franken.
He's the type of guy that I would have him buy me 20 drinks at a bar, and then I would just go to the bathroom and disappear.
That's the way you do it. You do that. So yeah, that's how I would do the same thing. I'd have him buy me 20 drinks, and then I'd go to the bathroom.
Like,
So.
I'm going to run to the bathroom. I'll be right back, and then need to sleep.
All right, moving right along. Shanda, you found this.
I did, and I don't know the source of this, but I found it very interesting. If you look at the states that are the highest for eviction rates coming up, it's all the red states that are the highest. But like I said, I don't know who the source of this is. I found it on Facebook. So.
Yeah, well, that 20
West Virginia is winning.
Yeah, that's
Louisiana's up there pretty good.
Yeah, the thing of it is that 28% is based in Seattle and Vancouver. The rest of the state doesn't have nearly what Seattle and Vancouver's.
This is horrifying.
Yeah,
this
it is
is horrific. That's how many more homeless are we going to have by January?
Well, it scares
almost 60% of West Virginia.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is one of the poorest states.
Oh, I know. I've done some time in West Virginia.
And is West Virginia run by Democrats?
No, it's ran by Republicans.
No,
and then their Democrats are very right. Like, I mean, they're even right of the neolibs. So,
okay.
Yeah, the poor things in West Virginia, but they don't know any different. They don't know any better.
So are those, and down in Florida, that's not old people. Those are the rich old people down there. It's the people, it's the poor people in Florida, 51%. So Louisiana, Arkansas, are you kidding me?
Yeah. If you were to look at like a graph, and you were to say, "Oh, look, everyone," but then if you went and said, "Oh, well, let's just look at the pay from here to here, not the bottom," and as the closer you get to the bottom, the bigger the percentage.
The higher it goes up, yeah.
I want to see this after Christmas, by the way.
I do too.
It's going to go up.
So it's something I'll keep an eye on.
I think it's going to go up 10, 15, maybe 20%. So we're in some bad straits here, everybody. Thank you for bringing that graphic, Chanda, no matter where it came from.
Speaking of a graph, I think it was David Dole yesterday that had a graph on one of his COVID segments, and it was shocking. And because it was an interactive graph, you could click under his segment, in the description and go to the actual COVID graph. We literally have waves in the United States of COVID that you can see that are higher than anybody else in the freaking world. We never flattened the curve out the gate. We never did. And we are climbing and set up for an insane wave over Christmas. I am telling you, it is scary if you go check out that graph.
Yeah, and that's that edict, that phony edict that Trump had is going to be over January 1st. So
well, they're locking down in the UK again, aren't they?
Yeah, they're locking down all over the world.
They are all over the world. Juliet Nickel. Hey, Juliet Nickel joined us. Hi, Juliet.
Well, do you see we got Marcus? Marcus has been
V. Gates.
We got our No Joke brothers.
V. Gates, Marcus.
Scott.
Amos. And we got the whole No Joke team in here, I think. Juliet Nickel. I want to say this before I forget. Thank you for sending the music suggestions again, everybody. Al and Julie and others have sent in Snarky. Go ahead, send them in. If we do not play them, we have reasons, and we try and tell you. But the reason that we're going to have trouble playing a couple of these, I think Juliet's, wasn't it, Chanda? That was, what was the acronym for
it was licensed by BMG.
And they're assholes. They will punk us so hard. We can't see straight. It's Disney, Sony,
BMG, Universal.
Yeah, Universal. I mean, it's really hard, and we run a little bit of a risk. I know that other social media people, say about, oh no, we just take the hit and stuff. Well, sometimes they have big teeth, but one of the things we do to proof this is I demonetize this channel. So the only way we bring any, a couple dollars here and there are super chats, or we get it through Patreon. So, and again, they take their fair share, but they do all the bookkeeping. So there again, that's the choice, and we do appreciate it. And we will do our best to run the songs, but I run them through the little filter thing and see how hard I get hit. It's like amber is one color, which is we can get away with it, but when they start hitting us with red ones, I don't know if they're keeping score or not. So that's why. Long explanation, but I don't want you guys to think that we don't take your movies, for sure, your movies. And we get banged on movies anyway. We just run those usually. But the music is really a problem.
Well, you're supposed to have fair use of anything as long as it's not too much.
Yeah.
And like,
30
we're not
seconds.
sitting here trying to say, oh, we're making a production around these clips.
No, especially the movie trailers especially is bullshit. But I don't fight anything because I don't want to get on their radar. I don't argue with them. I just take the hit.
Yeah, we don't have an advocate like Jimmy Dore. We just
Jimmy's
get
got an
down for
advocate. Yeah,
60, 90 days.
and Jimmy is really good about not using licensed stuff. Period. So there you go. But we do because we like covers and stuff. Anyway, what do we got here? RT. Cornel West. Is he saying vote Biden?
Well, everybody keeps saying that Cornell is voting for the lesser evil, but I think Cornell makes it very clear in this statement on RT about, hey, if you're not in a swing state, don't bend the frickin' knee. You don't have to support the lesser evil if your vote isn't really mattering. And for Washington State, our votes don't really matter.
No, it really doesn't. And that's why you guys know what I'm going to do in Washington State. Let's hear this.
I can't hear it.
Yeah, I can't hear it either.
Schumer, I've got to say, Angela Davis on this show endorsed Joe Biden in November. Noam Chomsky has endorsed Joe Biden. Do you think that Joe Biden will save us from another nuclear conflagration as we commemorate the dead of Hiroshima?
Well, my dear brother Martin Luther King Jr. said that my own government is the biggest purveyor of violence in the world. And of course, now we've got 800 military units around the world. Russia and China together have 30. We've got 4,800 military units in the whole world, including the United States. So I think Martin King's legacy is one in which we have to take very seriously the relation between the poverty at home, the militarism at home and abroad, the unbelievable materialism. It's a spiritual decay in the empire that we're talking about. And then, of course, the white supremacy, not just the black people, but indigenous people, brown people, Arabs, Muslims, Jews, Iranians, and so forth. So that, Sister Angela, I understand, Sister Angela, I am part of an anti-fascist coalition, so I could see voting for Biden in a swing state, but I could never endorse an architect of the largest mass incarceration system in the modern world that was targeting poor people, disproportionately black and brown poor people, or bragged about being part of the architecture of the invasion and occupation of Iraqis. Over 500,000 precious Iraqis killed owing to that U.S. invasion and occupation. Not a mumbling word, not just from Biden, but from anybody for the most part in the Republican Party. There's some exceptions, Bernie Sanders and Ro Khanna, a few exceptions, Barbara Lee, but for the most part, not a mumbling word. So I love Sister Angela. And I may, in fact, if I had a choice between a neoliberal disaster and a neo-fascist catastrophe, I would go with a neoliberal disaster if that's who Biden is.
Well, that's who he is. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. He says it how it is. But I love Annie Ann's comment about if you have to vote for a certain candidate to save democracy, your democracy is already dead.
Oh, it is. Absolutely. I mean, that's where we're at.
Well,
yeah.
And that's why I keep saying, I'm not going to even, it's both of them. If the Republican Party and the Democratic Party both, if they actually cared about democracy, they would try to increase it. They would try to be more inclusive. They would try to implement things like ranked choice voting or star voting, and they would try to have proportional representation of each of the parties it's not about allowing third parties in. They are.
Yeah, if they cared about winning, they'd be talking about the stimulus and getting that through, about actual health care. They would, they're not giving us anything to vote for them for, nothing. And they're just going on Trump bad. And unfortunately, but fortunately, this is, God, how do I say that? Fortunately, but unfortunately, the Biden is just like skyrocketing into the polls. Do you guys want to change your bet on who's going to win November yet? Or are you still going to double down on Trump still edging out?
I'm still pulling for Trump, but I definitely see a shift but is it enough of a shift to ensure a win for the Dems? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I still think it's going to be like the same thing where we're all like, oh man, look at all the polls. They're saying Hillary is going to win. And then boom.
Yeah,
speaking of polls, I have got our local auditors in the Dems tapping me because I'm a trained vote observer. I'm a poll worker. I go and I watch the votes, and our ballots officially start being counted on the 20th. And they want me to come sit for 4-hour shifts, a couple of times a week to watch the ballots be opened. And that's all it is. I watch little old ladies open the ballot, put the envelope next to the ballot, and then it goes to the verifier to verify the signature with the signature that's on record. And then it's taken and put in a stack and fed into a machine that sucks it through. And then that's the only thing we ever see. But I'm supposed to be content that our vote and our count is secure because a machine sucks that ballot in, and I'm supposed to trust that number is going to be accurate.
That proprietary code, huh? You're supposed to just trust it?
Exactly. I'm supposed to trust it. I have no way to audit it, and if we do request an audit, it's only 1%, but I'm
Who won in Iowa?
Yeah. Who won in Iowa? Who won in California?
Exactly.
I mean,
who didn't even go to California?
Yeah, I mean, it was a disaster. I'm not going to knock those who take the time and go sit there, because in a democracy, that's what you would do. But if you can't even see where those flash drives are coming and going on those counters, there's no way. So I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying I think in this case, Chanda, your energy is best spent elsewhere.
I agree. I've done it. I did it the last election. I did it during the primary. I just go sit there. I'm in a box because they put tape on the floor. You're not allowed to leave the box. You're not allowed to have your phone. You're not allowed to eat, drink, do nothing. And now with COVID, I don't even know what the restrictions are. I know that they've got some, social distancing in place. I literally just sit there for 4 hours and stare at a bunch of people at tables.
Yeah, it is, and it's brutal because there's abuse and you're exposing yourself to the elements again.
I ain't gonna do it this time, guys. I'm not. I already know this election's rigged. I already know that they're gonna mess with the count, so I'm not even gonna.
So I would just like to state for the record that I refuse to be socially distanced from you, Oz, or you, Chanda, but I will stay physically distant.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah,
that's accurate. That's accurate. Moving right along, since we're running long. Here's something that wasn't a surprise. John McAfee finally got indicted on tax evasion charges.
But that don't mean shit. He lives in another country.
Spain. They're going to extradite him. Oh, they want Julian Assange, but what are they going to do with this dude? This guy's.
Doesn't he own an island down in Belize or something?
Yeah. It's just I just wanted to throw that in there as a well.
No, I'm fascinated by McAfee. I think he is wicked smart, but I think that he has been afforded every luxury that he's ever wanted with the amount of money that he has, and bad behavior comes from that. Yeah. He has. Do a little research into him. Yeah. There's some murder charges out there.
Yeah. I mean, there's some alleged sociopathic tendencies there.
Well, he ran a coup too. He ran a coup down there, I think in Belize, and bought like the army or something. And he's just got a crazy story. So I don't think this is the end of it.
Yeah, coming back to Washington State, you can't see this. I didn't take the time to blow it up, but this is a receipt for donations to a campaign, and that person is Rick Larson. And I'm going to try and make it out a little bit. One of the big donors there is Northrop Grumman, and then there's Exxon, and there's multiples on this receipt. So Rick Larson, Boeing, all these things up here. This one is totaled out $11,500 for this period of reporting. So what they're doing is they're not working for the people. Rick Larson's working for Boeing, for Northrop Grumman, for ExxonMobil.
He is. He ensured that it'll be built here. The next Dreamliner is going to be built here in Washington State because of all this money that they took.
Oops.
I refuse to believe that our Democratic representatives are beholden to anyone but us people.
You're wrong, Franklin. You're wrong. You know why? Because they're not Democratic. They're Democrat tools.
They're Republicans.
They're Republicans. I mean, Rick Larson. I mean, the guy. This guy, my dad stood on a stage with him back in 2000 and nothing, and pointed his cane. My dad was like in his 80s. And this guy here, he's a con man. And Rick Larson's sitting there looking at this old guy. He's about 5'8", calling him a con man. I'm not a con man. Yes, you are, Rick. You are a con man, and I can call you that because you are. Anyway, we have a Wipey Award recipient. I think this is a first for this person, right, Chanda?
I believe it is.
This is
Maybe
a first.
second.
And what makes this even special, it's a double. So we have Pat Cody is getting a Wipey Award. He's getting a dually. Yay. He's getting a special one. Biden wants to tweak the ACA, one of the worst, most expensive health care systems. That's kind of incorrect. Medical insurance systems in the world. But don't fret. If you lose your job, you can just go on COBRA. The same shitty health care at twice the price. That's Biden's master plan. Biden, Dems, and Republicans. DGAF don't give a fuck about you. And that is worthy of a Wipey Award for today, sponsored by the New York Slimes. Here's the dually. If Dems wanted you to have $1,200 a month, you'd have had it every month since March. Dems could have used their platform to lobby for COVID relief publicly on TV every single day, but they didn't. They haven't even lobbied for a national mask program. Both parties are trash, and I've got several other explicatives to add there. So Pat Cody, you just blew it out of the park twice. So that's a double right there.
I take the trash out.
I honestly, we love Pat. We love Pat.
Yes,
he's
Ron.
on.
Pat was on with us for
way up.
Great. Yeah, we just had him on. It was on No Joke on Saturday. So Pat, you blew it out of the park. Pat, Savage Joy Marie, yes, Queen Chronicles, great book. Check it out. And are we done?
Yeah, there's a great great conversation going on in the chat about Greg Pulaski, and Jordan, I got to agree with you. Pulaski never talks about the Dems.
Oh, Greg Pulaski,
and how they control the primaries and what they do during the general elections for rigging. But everything that he does say about the Republicans is very factual and dead.
And who's the best? I mean, that we know of at this point in time, other than Greg Pulaski, that's covering all the election integrity stuff.
Combo couch.
The combo couch.
Yeah, that's another one. So we really respect and appreciate everything that Greg Palace is doing, the Convo Couch is doing. Let's get Julian Assange freed from this bullshit, this travesty of injustice, and go from there.
I don't think
Any small updates on that, Chanda?
I know that the trial was closed. It closed yesterday or the day before. I haven't heard much after that. I think we're in some kind of deliberation type period.
Yeah, I think we are too. This is everything's so surreal these days. Again, it's tough to get up in the morning. Now, announcement time. What do we got going on? We got some stuff going on today.
Yay, we got some stuff. Okay, so everybody that's been waiting for the accidental activists, I know we didn't go yesterday, but 3:00 today, Mariana and I are going to actually sit down and we're going to go live and we're going to do her show. And then later on tonight, we've got, what do we got, Oz?
We got the evening dive tonight. This is a special edition.
Yeah,
we're going to have Brahm and maybe Kelly Lane may be joining us. We're going to tackle some capitalism issues, and we got a few other things we're going to talk about. So it's just kind of an evening edition, kind of the calm before the shit show debate tomorrow night with Pensy and Kamala. I was that little girl. And so we've got 3:00, Mariana Everson, vote for the damn nurse, you Washington idiots. And,
I would like to throw out there that I want you guys to keep thinking about your futures, and I want you guys to install your password managers and your two-factor authentication applications, and think about decentralization and federating things, and coming together. Think about your futures. Think about your digital fingerprints and yourselves. Keep exploring. Keep being skeptical.
Yeah, absolutely.
And always
And
be skeptical.
that's Franklin is our public service announcement person, and he's
He
absolutely
is.
right. Absolutely right. Tomorrow morning we have Women's Wednesday. We're going to try and see if Christine can join us again. We hope she can. And any ladies out there, anybody want to come in, just email me tonight.
Anybody?
Email me tonight. I've got I got a criteria. I got to know the night before at least, if not sooner, to get folks to join us on the dive, because there is
No, it's not maybe. We're going to do it. I promise, guys.
what's that? Maybe
They're like maybe the accidental activist.
no, we're gonna do it anyway, even if we have to get on, and Chanda and I will squirt virtual squirt guns at each other. So so tomorrow we've got that, and we are going to have a debate party with a green room tomorrow night for the debate. We'll probably kick that over at 6 p.m. and then Thursday we are off. However, what do we got going Thursday night, Chanda?
Oh, what have we got Thursday night? Thursday night we are going to do. Oh, we're doing a pasta combo couch.
Yeah, we're going to moderate a debate.
Right?
We have not moderated a debate for pasta. And Jose Gloria, he is he's a Unitarian cultural revolutionary artivist, radical fringe leftist. And we're looking forward to moderating that. I've got to put a card together and get a little more information on that. So we're looking forward to hosting Pasta and Jose Gloria Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific. I believe that is the time. As soon as I get a card up, we will fly. So there's going to be a little bit, the theme of that debate is Joe Biden. Vote or not to vote for Joe Biden. So that's kind of interesting. So we will see what the arguments are there. And, and
I'm excited to be in on that.
I am too. And I appreciate Pasta reaching out to us to do this as a kind of an independent third party person. But we do love our independent activists, whoever they may be. So
absolutely.
Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure that Amos has a progressive update tomorrow, Wednesday before the debate. He usually runs those about 30 minutes, so I will be cooking that up. 5:30, I think. So it's going to be a little close for the debate, but we'll get that in there. Amos, like I said, I'm going to talk to you, and then it's off, and then Friday morning, the dive for the week, and then No Joke on Saturday.
And then Beauty and the Boomer on Saturday night after dark. But then I can finally tell you guys this interview I've been working on. So next Thursdays are normally our days off, but this Thursday we're going to do the pasta thing. Next Thursday, I'm going to sit down with Shama Sawant. And we're going to have a talk about the recall campaign that they have waged against them by Amazon and members of the Democratic Party, like maybe Jenny Durkin.
Oh, my gosh. And who's going to co-host that with you?
Jason Call and I were talking in a Washington Progressive meeting a couple of weeks ago, and we were like, hey, let's reach out to Shama, see if we can help with her recall. And he's like, I want to do that. So yeah, Jason Call and I are going to sit down with Shama Sawant on the 15th at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Fantastic. Jason Call has been running around the United States, helping Jessica Rain, Paula Jean, and others. So he's really walking his talk. Jason Call is probably one of our most honest individuals in Washington State who is and probably will be running for higher office in the future. We hope he does. Just fantastic.
And when do ballots drop in Washington?
I got
the 20th.
Yeah, I got my,
or maybe the 19th. We start counting on the 20th.
Yeah, I got my voters pamphlet yesterday, and that's really interesting. Fun.
You got one? Our county's too cheap to even put one out. They go by county to county, so half of the rural counties aren't even getting a voters pamphlet.
Yeah, I know. It's just, and I didn't see a couple of our progressive candidates in that damn thing, and they should be. So guess what? We got screwed again. What is this we're going out with theme today? Bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang. I think we're getting banged with everything these days. Thank you.
Nancy Sinatra cover.
Nancy Sinatra.
Is that what this is?
Yes, it is. It is. That was in Kill Bill. That was really...
I remember it was in Kill Bill, yeah.
It was in Kill Bill. So anyway, thank you, everybody. Pat the Batman Van, Keith Hayes, Love Human, Jelly, Sirius, Gilly, Al, everybody, Marcus. Okay, we're out of here. Got to run. Have a great day.
Bye, fam.
See you at 3. Bye.
See you at 3.
3 o'clock. See if I can kickstart this thing.
Okay.
A little loud.
Yeah. This is one you might probably know.
Oh, I love it.
I was 5 and he was 6. We rode on horses made of sticks, and he wore black and I wore white. He would always win the fight. Bang, bang. He shot me down. Bang, bang. I hit the ground. Bang, bang. That awful sound. Bang, bang. My baby shot me down. Seasons came and changed the time. When I grew up, I called him mine, and we would always laugh and say, remember how we used to play? Bang, bang, you shot me down. Bang, bang, I hit the ground. Bang, bang, that awful sound. Bang, bang, you used to shoot me down. Now he's gone, I don't know why. Until this day I sometimes cry. He didn't even say goodbye. He didn't take the time to lie. Bang, bang, he shot me down. Bang, bang, I hit the ground. Bang, bang, that awful song. Bang, bang, my baby shot me down. I was 5 and he was 6. We rode on horses made of sticks, and he wore black